Maybe. Here we go. Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of them. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash on it twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast.
Hello, pretty face, I've seen you along the way. I'd like to get to know you, if that'd be okay. These questions that I ask, they might seem a little strange, or forward to your mind, even sound a bit deranged. Please bear them for the time, you see all I am is peeking at this checklist that I have, and the boxes I'm deleting. It's both for our own good, and it's what I do to say, if a future we do have, if conversation would remain.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast. It's Monday, July 20th already. Whoo! That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, this weekend, Millville had an awesome time. Got to hang out with Jason. Got to hang out with Lee and Jamie from the Moto crew. So we got a few things to talk about that and what all went down at this weekend. But make sure you guys are checking us out on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. We're getting a little bit of views on the old YouTube. So thanks to all you guys that have been listening and checking us out. Instagram is at Talkin Moto Podcast. Twitter is at Talkin Moto. Make sure to like us on Facebook if you're listening right now live. You already know about the website, talkinmoto.com.
We're all over the interwebs.
I know. Believe the hype.
Believe the hype.
But big thanks to everyone helping us out. Mike at MB1 Suspension, everyone at Moto Matt down at Plainview Power Sports, Clayton at Fine Tune Motorsports. Jason, we haven't talked about this, but you got that Northland MX. People have been posting on that.
Oh yeah, it's chugging along.
Nice. Andy and Chad at the Open Mic podcast and this SKD character. If you can get a hold of him, well, that's good. He's busy.
Good luck to you.
He's a jerk. Jeff, are you there?
Uh-huh.
What you missed out.
Did I really?
Yes, you could have been sweating. You could have been blowing away from the wind and rain. I'm sure there was some thunder and lightning, but
Both of those things happened at my house, too. I was very sweaty, and it was very, very stormy on Friday night.
Oh, shoot.
I was kind of surprised that, it was a pretty wild storm here in Northfield. I don't know if it was worse than down there, but it was intense wind and a nice light show. Not a lot of rain here. I was surprised how muddy the track got down there. We didn't get much for rain at all, but when it was raining, it was raining sideways.
It was full-on hurricane.
Yeah, where I'm at, because of all the trees here, it was so loud outside that it sounded like, you know how you always hear the tornado people talk about how it sounds like a freight train? That's what it sounded like here, because it was just every which direction, I don't know if the wind it wasn't really steady out of one way. It was just wild, and the trees were so loud. I didn't even think about all the poor schmucks down there in campers and tents.
Yeah, I basically, the first thing I heard was the wind. And like you described it, freight train is exactly what it sounded like. And the whole time I was just waiting for my little tin can trailer to fly away with me in it.
See, I don't remember that part. It was 2 a.m. I don't know if it's the wind. The wind woke me up or the rain, because it was almost like maybe it was the wind, because something woke me up, and then then I thought I heard a little bit of rain, and it just rained to me a few drops, but they were heavy drops, and then they went away, and then they came back, and then it was just pouring. But But yeah, I guess the sheriff or police or whatever came through. I didn't hear any of that, so I don't know if I'm guessing they must have came in before.
They came through just as it started raining. Was when I saw the sheriff roll through, shouting something on the PA. Never actually heard what he said, which actually just made it all that more nerve-wracking.
I don't know if this is a touchy subject, but perhaps I didn't hear the call for safety due to one's generator.
Very, very possible. Very possible.
Oh God, he's gonna be mad at me.
But he doesn't even listen to this thing.
It wasn't his, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I didn't hear any. Like I said, it was something woke me up. A little bit of rain, definitely the wind, and then it didn't seem like it lasted that long. And I never heard how much rain they got, but kind of wrecked it a little bit.
Yeah, I never heard either, but it had to be quite a bit. Just the parking area alone just turned right back into a mud fest, and man, the track just took a beating.
Yep.
And think of all of those easy ups that got destroyed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, that was it claimed a few victims, I think. I know I saw at least 2. I'm sure there was many more that got all twisted up. Well, even that one, and we can maybe talk about that now. There was that one canopy that was right on the bottom of the downhill. That thing was kind of mangled a little
there
bit.
were several of them down there that were jacked up. It actually worked out pretty good for me because we actually broke mine putting it up on Friday, and I was able to go do some scavenging and found some parts, and I'm going to be able to fix mine because everybody else has got mangled, and I was able to find enough parts off of it. So, what
ended up happening that you broke? Just spreading the stuff out, or what happened?
Yeah, with my tremendous upper body strength, I just pulled too hard trying to put it up by myself. Next thing I know, snap! There she goes, 2 pieces broken on it. So.
And that's like a 10 by 20?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The chatter in the chat room tonight is saying over 1.5 inches of rain.
I definitely believe that. And it was sideways rain. It wasn't your typical, down rain. It was more up rain than anything. I'm looking out the window at the trees, and through the temporary lighting that they got there, you can see the sheets of rain coming through pretty good. And where it was actually coming off of Lee's rig, it was actually going up. It wasn't going sideways or down. It was going up. So it was it's pretty impressive, actually, that there wasn't any more damage than there was. They were saying 70-mile-an-hour winds. I never got that confirmed, but it was pretty wicked. I think we were in a pretty good area, though. We were pretty well protected by trees that could have fallen on us, but none of them did. So
would have been interesting. So with the mud, you were a little disappointed. We didn't get to see any of those consi races.
A little bit bummed, but in all reality, that they made the right call because the track was absolutely amazing for the first moto. So yeah, I was bummed because I was excited to watch the consi races. I think it would have helped a couple of our local guys, but yeah, it just didn't end up happening. So
yeah, what was I reading on? I don't know if that was Instagram or not. I know Loberg ran into a little issue, and I think something with his countershaft sprocket. I think, and they couldn't get it fixed in time, and so yeah, maybe if you would have had that consi, you could have maybe got into the show.
Things could have been different.
But let's see. All right, I'm going to go down my little list that I put together. And you guys can let me know if this makes any sense or not. My first one is, do you refer to the Camelback as the Camelback, or do you call the Camelback the Chatapult? Or do you
Camelback.
It's the camel. It's Camelback.
See, that's
That might be a copyright infringement, though. Isn't that a company that makes watering devices?
Well, I think that was a copyright infringement on a part of an animal. So I think we can call it whatever we want. I think the whole Chatapult thing, it's lived its life. It's over with. It's done with. We don't need to call it that anymore.
That's kind of what, I don't know. That's just, I think maybe I might call it that every once in a while too, but like if I'm describing it to someone, I always say the Camelback. But,
Yeah.
all right.
Anybody who's at the track on a regular basis knows it as the Camelback. That's what us locals will always call it.
That's funny that you say that. That's what I have. Dave's disputing. He says it's the Chatapult. But I got local.
That's because Dave, I'm surprised Dave doesn't call it the Daveafolt. He thinks he owns it. This is my jump. Only during pronats.
You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Come get me, Dave. Come get me.
I want to give a little shout. We got a few things going on. We got a nice little flow in the chat room, and if you guys haven't, I got the Meerkat going, and we're kind of doing like a dual stream. So if you guys haven't, check out that Meerkat. It's pretty cool.
Chico talking about streams and flow again.
Yeah. So I don't know, just trying it. Seems to be working. What up? Andy's in there. He's hanging out.
Sweet.
So okay, so the other thing in Jason and we talked about this is they had a few VIP areas.
A few.
Well, there was two.
Friggin' track was surrounded by VIP areas.
Well, I forget the one right by Bob's. That was the Pro Moto deal, right? I believe. Yeah. And then I don't remember what the other one was on the far end of the track, on the other end.
The one by Bob's was the Lucas Oil hospitality tent or whatever you want to call it. The other one was Western Power Sports.
Okay. So I think it's I get it. It's cool. What I don't like about it is it just when I look in there, they just looked empty. You know? So you have this huge area for viewing, but no one seems to be in there. But
yeah, I don't care so much. Guy said last week how cool it was that they knocked down Bob's table because you could see so much more of the track. Well, then they stick that monstrosity in there, so you can't get there anyway if you're common folk. Right. But honestly, that's not really all that great a viewing spot anyway. So I don't really care about that one, but where they stuck the Western Power Sports one really sucked. I mean, that's kind of prime real estate there, and that was really kind of a bummer.
Maybe we need to get in that connection or something. Yeah, because I don't know. Like I said, I look in there and yeah, there's a handful of guys chilling in there, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that bums me out.
A little bit.
Well, the other thing, I'm just continuing down my random thought list, so bear with me.
I don't think you can call them random thoughts if you have a list that you're going through.
But they're not in order.
Not really random.
Well, they're random in the fact that they're all over. I should
okay.
I should try to organize my thoughts perhaps someday. But
sorry, I blew up.
That's okay. What Jeff missed out on was our fun trip up Martin Mountain.
I didn't think you were going to make that one.
I was dying.
God, have you seen my house? I get enough action on hills on a daily basis. I don't need more.
Dude.
It's true. Honestly, for the first time in my life, I think if Scott had the energy when we got to the top of that sucker, he would have killed me.
It was, I don't know, man. It was weird. I think part of the problem. So that was Saturday. So Friday, like when I drove up, I stopped and have you guys ever had an elephant ear? Have we talked about this before?
Yes, we talked about
Is that
the
like a
elephant
funnel
ears.
cake?
No. What is it? It's like a pastry, and
It's kind of like a bear claw.
oh, it's delicious is what it is. It's awesome. So that's what I had to eat on the way up there. So that's at what, 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then I didn't. I got to the track, 11:30, 12 o'clock. Didn't eat anything. Lee's feeding me some beers. Had a couple waters, and then I didn't eat until, later. And I think that was a bad idea on my...
That was the whole day before, though. I don't think you can blame it on that.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I fed you pretty well on Friday night.
You did. They were good. Jason cooked up some pretty nice turkey burgers. Good stuff.
I'm a connoisseur when it comes to grilling cheap processed meat.
So yeah, it was steep, man. It was hot. It was warm, and I was feeling the burn. But
It's good for you. It's good for you.
it was.
I think you're missing the whole point. If you want to blame it on something, you should probably blame it on that pack of heaters that you smoked.
Hey, everyone needs a hobby. I don't do that. But yeah, it's definitely crazy.
Only for medicinal purposes.
Even watching watching the race last night, or when I got home Sunday, and just how you definitely lose how steep that hill is with TV, man, because it doesn't look near as bad or as steep, but ugh, it's crazy. But
Do you notice? Okay, I just watched a couple motos here tonight after I got home, and I'm watching them on my phone, which I know is stupid. But did you notice that I did a lot of paying attention to where the cameras were?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it would be interesting to see, what it looked like from the camera views if you actually knew where they were at. And did you notice that all those cameras made it look like they were a lot farther away from the track than they really were?
Mm. I guess the only one that I really noticed was the one when they come out of the second set of whoops and they make that right-hander, like that one. And I totally didn't see the other camera that was facing that same direction.
The one that was right on top of us, literally.
Yeah, I'm like, where in the hell was this camera at? And I'm like, because I was like, I don't know, is it that first couple laps? Sorry. I was waiting for us because, making sure we got on TV, and like it comes around. I'm like, oh, sweet. We're going to be on TV. And then it like cuts to the other camera, and I'm like, what the hell? But
yeah, that jerk producer kept cutting us right out. He kept putting that Husqvarna guy on there, but not us.
Yeah.
I spotted us a few times, so.
No, it was cool. I showed Amber, and she was like, I'm like, you know who that is? And she's like, or can you find us? She's like, it's kind of tough to tell, but we were on there. We were there.
You got to start wearing something super outrageous so you can see yourself. Or you could just do like me and just get videotaped walking across the bridge, plain as day.
Yeah. I decided I have to outdo Creepy Dude.
Is that the guy from the beer garden?
Yes, the guy on stilts.
What the hell was that guy, and what was he doing?
He was just a little bit of everything. He was on stilts. He got mentioned on Guy B's section on Vital MX.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. It was definitely kind of creepy. I didn't really know what was going on there, but
Very, very creepy. One of those things that when you're standing around in the beer garden after a long day and you see something like that go by, you just think you saw a ghost, because this guy was on, I don't know, at least 3 foot stilts, so he's standing quite a bit taller than everybody else, and you're not really sure what you're looking at because he's wearing a mask and has like a skull hanging from his chest, and I don't know, he was just weird looking.
Yeah, he had like, it was weird. It had like busted up angel wings or something.
I forgot about that. The angel wings.
Yeah, it had angel wings, and then he had like a cow skull covering his. Well, he obviously had pants on, but like, you know. And
Are you sure you guys didn't drop acid?
No, I am not
sounding
sure.
like a really bad trip.
I have proof.
It's
I
quite
took a photo.
It's quite possible that I dropped acid.
Does it? I still think that was Denny Stevenson we seen in there too.
It's quite possible. Nobody's really sure what was in the Squatch sticks. So.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was actually just thinking about those, like, on the way home, like, you bite into it and it's just bunch of grease. Just like
I had a couple more today.
I swear to God, I saw him eating them and I thought it was a pretzel.
I wonder if you could, like, take them out of their package and let them, like, dry out or
dry them out a little bit.
But so yeah.
And they were pushing them things hard. You know, usually somebody like that has samples of something. It's like, here you can have one, and if you're really nice, they might give you a second one. Oh no, they were just handing them out by the handful. And then if you took a handful, they'd ask you if you wanted another handful.
It's probably a thing where they have, like, you know, 5 boxes and they can't leave until they're all gone. So just take them.
Well, they had to have more than 5 boxes. I could not believe it when they were still handing them out on Saturday morning after the way they were throwing them around Friday night. Man.
Well, yeah, too. Then they were, they even came around into the pits by us, and we were on the way other end. So,
yeah.
You know, out there hustling their product.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going back to the Martin Mountain, I did survive. It is really steep. We did say we had to make at least one trip up there, so we did that. It's cool when you get up there, but then you really can't see anything.
No, there's a couple of pretty prime locations right along the fence. And those spots are usually 2 or 3 people deep, so it's pretty tough to see anything from up there. But
and for God's sakes, people don't sit on the stairs.
Yeah,
jackasses.
That was a little bit ridiculous. I didn't mind the people that were just standing there up by the rails, but that guy that was like sprawled out and passed out in the middle of the stairs on the way down, it's like, really, dude, go somewhere else.
Shoot.
I just wanted to kick him in the head and pretend it was an accident. Like, oh, sorry, didn't see you there.
Didn't see you sitting on the stairs. But thanks for the addition of the rope. That helped. Saved me a couple times. So
yeah, a little bit of rope, some more stairs. I'd say there was at least twice as many stairs this year. So
I don't remember there being stairs on the other side last year, but I could be way wrong.
I think there was like 10 of them. And they were in the one spot where you didn't really need stairs. But it was a good effort. It was much better this year. Much better.
It was good. It was good.
Whoever drew the track map obviously did not go up there and look at it, because it was nothing like that. But
little different.
Yeah.
Do you like how it was, or would you have liked to seen the track map with it kind of going up and kind of turning and straightening and then looping back around.
It might have made it a little more interesting, if it was how the track map was. I was kind of noticing that today as I was watching a couple motos, how much that track really is up the hill, 180, come back downhill, up the hill, 180, come back downhill. And I was kind of thinking, I was compare tracks, and I was trying to think of another track, with that kind of elevation and how they work. And it doesn't seem like there's another track out there that it's so much up 180 down. I mean, there isn't really a whole lot you can do. That's the lay of the land. So
Right.
that's how it's going to work.
No.
It's honestly just an engineering feat putting that sucker in there the way they do. And I honestly believe the top of both the uphill and the downhill side were steeper than last year. They sure looked steeper this year.
They felt steeper.
You didn't really get a good feel watching on TV for how much that uphill triple just stalled everybody.
Yeah.
When those guys were tripling that, it was like they were just suspended in midair. It's like on the bike, it had to feel like every time you hit it, you just had to be thinking, there's no way I'm making this, because you literally got up in the air and just stopped.
Well, didn't too, they were kind of making a big deal of it in the 450 Moto, and we weren't over there, but Roxon wasn't hitting it. And I don't know if he didn't hit it every lap, but you had kind of noticed too that if you didn't triple it and you just did the double and then you kind of hit that other double after that, it really didn't seem like it was, a lot faster or slower.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like it was that much of a killer to not do it, except for the fact that it had to take twice as much energy to try to double through that section than it did to triple it, because it looked like a lot more work. But as far as lap times, I mean, sure, you probably lost a little bit, but I don't think you lost a whole lot by not doing it, just because the guys that were tripling it, there was a lot of air time, and you were not moving forward.
Right. Yeah, like I said, even like you said, watching it on TV, it didn't look that bad. Of course, then they're usually shooting them from the other side, zooming in, coming up the hill. But
yeah.
But yeah, we've seen a lot of guys try to round off that third one, so it was good.
Yeah, that was in the Valium zone. For some reason, everybody that was sitting along the fence in that area was sleeping.
That's probably because they went up from the other side the way we did, and they were completely out of it. Of course, they did it.
I was like, why are these people sleeping here? They obviously paid good money to be in here, and literally, they're all sitting in lawn chairs passed out. There was 6 or 7 people sitting along the fence passed out.
It's a nice summer day. Just want to chill and relax.
I guess.
Jeff, what were you able to catch the races?
Yep, I watched them. Watched first motos. Yeah, I watched most of the first motos. I guess I missed the start of Moto 1 of the 450s, but watched them all otherwise and stayed up. Tried to stay up. I can't remember if I made it to the end of the 450s or not that night. It was on pretty late, so.
Yeah, it was kind of weird with the 10 o'clock thing again, but I thought maybe that I completely forgot to set to record them until I almost got up there, and I thought maybe the 450 Moto, would have been on like middle of the day, like, they've been in the past, but no go. So yeah, the first part got missed because of the Indy race again, I think, for anyone that T-voted it. I ended up having to watch it online. The old, even right now, I'm looking at a blank TV because the cable's not working again.
Well, son of a bitch.
Not cool. Not cool. All right. Well, how much time do you guys spend on like Vital? You on there quite a bit, here and there? Casual user?
I think tonight is the longest I've ever spent on Vital, and that's just because I realized that you can watch the full motos on Vital MX.
Ooh, I did not know that. Yeah, so I hopped on there yesterday, and I think because Lee was talking about it, I think when we were BSing, and like I should go back on there and snoop around, and I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was some guy that posted on there. Now, he says he's not bad-mouthing Spring Creek, but he's been going there for quite a while, but he must have had some stuff that he was trying to sell. He must have put him on the, that bridge kind of where everyone puts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded like his stuff kind of got effed with a little bit. So,
well, I can't say I'm surprised, I guess.
This is just me, like, there's a lot of people that, even out in the parking lot, like, not in the camping area, like, way out in the parking lot. Like, they have their bike just sitting in their back of their truck. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to steal it, but, like, I don't know, man. I didn't like leaving my car out there, for a couple days. I wouldn't want to leave my bike or anything of any value in the back of a truck that, if it was a van, maybe, but, like, I don't know, so.
Yeah, I definitely felt like, the last time we stayed there, I didn't feel like it was an issue, mainly because I guess we were really kind of surrounded by people we knew, so I wasn't really worried about anything. But, man, this year, I can't say I ever really worried about anything getting stolen. I mean, had the generator locked up. They're really, the trailer was locked up all weekend. Really can't say I was worried about stuff getting stolen, but I was worried about stuff getting messed with, just because for some reason it seemed like there was an awful lot of drunken, stupid stuff going on. And, when I woke up on Saturday morning and my truck was covered in beer cans, I was like, really, this is what this has turned into? Not that it hurt anything, but it was just kind of a bummer.
Yeah, Yep. Well, it's funny that you kind of mentioned that, and so after Matt, because Matt was parked obviously on the other side of Lee's rig, and it's like I'm laying there, half-ass asleep, and I just hear these kids hooting and hollering, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on? So then, like, I'm looking out the camper window because I'm just waiting, because that's where my car is, and that's what I was, because that's kind of where your truck was the night before,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, great. So I'm like sitting there watching and listening to them. I'm like, oh man, but I don't think they did anything, but.
No, it was just, I don't know why. This year I felt like there was maybe an increased amount of just stupid stuff going on. People driving golf carts around and running over garbage bags that were left out for them to pick up. Just stupid stuff like that it's like, why? We're all here to have a good time, but why do you got to be stupid? And I'm not saying that I'm above that. I've obviously been there and done stupid things too. I guess it was just, I don't know, kind of frustrating for some reason.
But okay, so let's not make it sound like it was all bad. We did have a good time.
No, absolutely not. And I'm definitely not calling out, John and Greta or anybody. I mean, the staff was awesome. There's only so much anybody can do. And, I mean, honestly, I can't say enough about the staff. The parking staff was absolutely awesome. When we got there and they told us that, they weren't sure if there was actually room for us or not. And, the guy took me in on the golf cart, said, this is what we got. Is this going to work for you? And, pretty much let us make our own decisions about how we wanted to park and whether or not we could get everybody in there. They could have just flat out said, nope, you guys, we don't have room for you. You're going to have to park outside. And they didn't do that. So, I was very, very impressed by the staff. They were more than accommodating. So I'm definitely not bad-mouthing any of them. It was just, I don't know, it just seemed like there was a lot of foolishness going on that's out of their control.
Right. No. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, you guys definitely did a little moving around and made it work. And yeah, and even the guys that were camped next to us, they were super cool and like, yeah, put it there. We're not leaving until Sunday anyway, so those guys were cool too.
They were a little goofy, but yeah, they were all right.
Shoot. But up next, I wrote just straight generators. But I didn't think it was too bad. I get kind of both sides of the generators, and the one Matt had was a little loud, but I don't know.
Is what it is,
Yeah.
you know.
You're gonna have that. Not like you said, not everyone has like a small or a quiet one, but nope. I got used to it. I fell asleep. That was it. Let's see. We already hit on the practice. Muddy, no concy.
Practice was nuts, man.
Yeah. Claimed, well, I know the only one that for sure, that got hurt that we saw was definitely Seeley. He wadded it up on the camelback. We seen Craig come up 5 feet short, I think, a few times. There are a lot of guys coming up short.
I think it was just impressive that anybody was even trying that sucker in practice. I mean, it was such a disaster.
But that was cool, though, because we're sitting there watching them, and they're casing it. Some are, like, barely getting the front wheel over it, or they're right on top, and then here comes Oldenburg, man. He just nailed that thing perfect.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
other guys are moving 1.5 yards of dirt when they land because they're casing it so bad.
But oh shoot, yeah, and then there was a weird like kicker in there. That was weird. I guess I've never seen it quite like that. I suppose it's just so soft, and I think we had one guy he flipped over the handlebars just trying to double up the thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he did full on endo, just doubling it.
So yeah, that was entertaining. All right. I know Sean's in the chat room, so I told him we were gonna give his guy a little bit of love tonight. So I got the Minnesota guys. Obviously, Dungy had an all right weekend. And Jesse did pretty awesome, did 12-12. So that's his best overall. I believe his best moto finish too. So
Looked real good all weekend long. Looked really comfortable all day Saturday. I mean, when a lot of the privateer guys were starting to really fade towards the end of both motos, and some of them just kind of rolling through the sand wash, he was still on it. So pretty cool to see him put in 2 good, hard, solid motos. He was just a ton of fun to watch this weekend.
No, yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed rooting. I tried to root on all the local guys. If you were too close to each other, you may not have gotten a hoot and holler from me because you guys are too close, and we were burning up the hooting and hollering.
It happens.
It was fun though.
I'm looking at your buddy there on the acid trip. Turns out he was real. That's an interesting getup.
I still have no idea who it was. I thought by
He was
now
a
maybe
husky
we know.
fella.
But yeah.
That doesn't narrow it down much.
Not really. Not really.
Who's this guy riding around with no front wheel on a mountain bike? That's interesting.
That's a new one. I don't remember seeing that one.
He better be damn good at wheelies.
I guess.
It looks like he's pretty good at wheelies. I'm just looking at the old photo gallery that Racer X posted. Spring Creek just put it on Facebook or put a link to it. So
I didn't even get that far today. We had Adam in the chat room said a rider in practice did a little endo down Martin Mountain.
I can't say I'm surprised.
That had to be entertaining. We did see a lot of guys getting stuck trying to go up the hill. But, what happened?
I don't know. My wife's trying to be funny.
Man. Ay. So yeah, it was pretty fun. So good job to Jesse Wetland. He's been doing good lately. So like I said, 12-12, I believe for 12th overall. Who else was in that 450? Justin Kraft. Not sure what happened first. Moto got 40th, but got a 25th in that second one. So, but
I don't think he was around for much of the first Moto because I don't remember seeing him. Obviously, if he got 40th, he wasn't around for very long. But
what is going on with me right now?
I'm guessing it's more acid.
Probably. Let's see, Gavin. I always say his last name, Cadlick. Is that right?
Sure. Sound it out, Scott.
I can't. Hooked on. I never finished my Hooked on Phonics. But let's see. What do we got? 250s, J Mart. Oh my God! Did you listen to? So it would be the interview before second motos, the 250s. Did you catch that? With Cooper Webb.
The J-Mart interview?
No, Webb interview.
Yeah, I did. What was wrong with that?
I hate that kid. I'm gonna just say it.
Who do we hate?
Cooper Webb.
Why?
Scott does not.
Why do we hate him?
He seems like a cocky little bastard. I said it.
You're about to do battle with a guy. Why would you not be cocky towards him?
Yeah, I don't know. He just strikes me as a douchebag.
I think it's awesome that the guy is willing to speak his mind and he's not just a robot like half of these guys.
I'm speaking my mind right now. I think you're a douchebag.
Well,
Not
fair
you.
enough.
Not you.
I think you're a douchebag.
I didn't
Tell
mean
your
you.
mind to shut up.
Oh, shit. But, all right. So we touched on that then.
As long as you brought up the subject of interviews, I want to know what happened to these guys. If they had some kind of like epitome in whatever religious cult they're all a member of, or why all of a sudden are all of them saying the man above and then stopping halfway through and going, I mean the Lord Jesus Christ.
Just in case
You
it's
could
confusing. Maybe there's a guy above him.
You could put a montage together of these guys this week. Every one of them started to say the man above and then stopped and said, I mean the Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, that's just it. So who are they thanking, God or Jesus? Because those are two different things.
I don't get it, man.
Is the man above
I don't
God
get
or
it.
is that Jesus? Or could it be either?
It was
Well, actually, it's got to be Jesus because God's neither man nor woman. So
exactly.
Oh, my God.
I just
this
don't
coming
get it.
from an
It was
atheist.
it was the weirdest thing ever.
Comment coming from the chat room. Jesus sponsors a lot of riders this year.
Well, I want to know who's responsible for all the hurt riders. Is that the devil or is that Jesus too?
Exactly. I've never heard anybody out there thanking Satan. Maybe they should be thanking Satan. Oh, you just took out the only guy I ever battled with? Thank you, Satan.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's not a touchy subject, I guess. I don't know.
It's just one of those things that's always kind of bugged me with these guys. It's like they all try to act like one of them is more religious than the other one or something, and I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. I don't feel like that's something that needs to be said on a podium interview, regardless. But I guess whatever.
I did go to school with college with this kid, and I'm not saying it's okay or not okay. I'm pretty much you can do whatever you want, religious or marriage, whatever. You guys can do whatever you want to whoever you want. Just don't really push it on me, right?
No.
And so we're in college, we're just BSing, and this dude, he was all about God and everything else, and that's fine. But now this is back when motos were on Sunday, and I told him that Sundays were meant for racing, and he didn't talk to me much after that. But
it didn't go over so well.
No. But
no, is what it is.
It is what it is. So yeah, I was kind of, when I was, I guess I completely brain farted that Webb was going to get the overall. I thought Martin had it, but then obviously the 3-1 beats the 1-2, but meh. Damn it.
You mean the 1-2 beats the 3-1?
Yeah, sorry.
I'll fix that for you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
So yeah, that screwed up my old my picks for the weekend. But what all happened with Amart? I didn't realize that he crashed in that first moto too, huh? Tagged.
A little get off.
Yeah.
See, that's the advantage of watching from home. I see the whole track. You guys have to pick.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I was pretty in tune with it because I'm pretty sure I told you he crashed because he was dead last first lap.
Oh no, he came out in 10th. Are you high? He came out of that crash like that was the best crash possible, or best case scenario for a tip over.
But
maybe I was high.
No.
Like a lap later, he was in 10th. But he just tipped over is all. He just ran. You guys saw it, I'm sure, but.
I didn't watch any first motos yet, so.
Oh, Muskin just went in hard, like to the outside of the berm, and it just gave way, and he kind of slowed way down, and then took a hard right across the track, right in front of Alex, and Alex's front tire just got clipped. But it was just basically a tip over, and then he picked it up and must have kept it running, and got going pretty quick. So probably lost 8 spots or so.
I don't know. Yeah, they didn't. They
didn't say anything about his second moto, though. I don't know what happened in his second moto.
Must have been second moto that he was dead last.
He must have went down.
The first time he came
must have
by.
been pretty far back in the second moto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Jeff said, he come out about 10th, I think. But it was right.
I'm guessing on that side of the track, if you were over there, you probably wouldn't have thought anything was up.
Yeah.
He really recovered pretty good.
Yeah, if where we were standing for 452nd moto, it would have happened right in front of us.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So where did you guys spend most of your day viewing?
Everywhere. We literally did a full lap. We started first 250 moto, standing just past the hole shot line, basically, and then started to make our way around.
That was good. I thought it was all right. Kind of had a good spot over by the Western Power Sports. That was kind of nice. We were kind of in the shade, and obviously couldn't see like the first downhill stuff, but you know, the loop in front of us and across the way we could see. I thought it was all right.
I mean, after we walked through the tunnel filled with sewage?
I'm pretty sure that was piss, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Splinter lives in there. That was pretty amazing. Yeah, other than the fossils and animal carcasses laying over there, yeah, that was a pretty good spot.
Shoot. Where else did we watch that was good?
Well, as usual, standing right on top of the Camelback is always kind of a fun spot to watch. We spent pretty much the whole second 450 Moto standing there.
Was it 250?
250 Moto. My apologies. It's all that acid. Man.
Yeah, I need to take it easy, buddy.
I either need to lay off or drop some more.
No, that was good. It was a good time. That was fun. I was disappointed. Obviously, there's ruts and can't throw whipper tails, I guess, when it's peg deep ruts. So,
you know, watching the second 450 Moto, I think that was going to be the time to see some whipper tails off the Camelback because Dungy was throwing a few anyway.
I wanted, especially like the parade lap. I want to see some guys get like upside down right there.
Yeah, nobody was jumping the Camelback on parade laps. Never even happened.
It's not cool. Let's see. Let me work our way through the 250 guys. So we got J Mart, A Mart did good. Williams, I believe this was his best finish too of the year. He did 18-19 for 19th overall. I think is correct.
Solid ride.
Our buddy Joe Perrin, 35-34, 35th.
It's pronounced Perrin, Guy Olin. Perrin. Don't know where you get this Perron stuff from.
No, this is kind of what I guess maybe
I'm gonna feel really bad if Joe pronounces it Perron.
That'll be fun. I guess what kind of pissed me off a little bit about like the TV coverage is like they never once mention Craig at all. And I don't know, he crashed pretty early on that opening lap. Like, you know, they could have
crashed. Yeah, first lap off or on the Camelback, he got landed on.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have been in what, 5th, 6th, 7th, you know, up toward the front where you think they could at least somebody had to have seen him go down. You're like, oh, there's Craigie's down. Let's see what happened.
I don't know. I mean, when you're looking at camera angles, that was a major dead spot. There was nothing there. I don't think there was any cameras that could have actually picked him up where he went down there. You know, and from the tower or any of those places, that spot, you know, you really can't see anything unless you're standing up on the hill looking down from there.
Right.
Where did he go down? On the Camelback?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a camera at the top on the top of the triple.
Yep.
Looking back down at the landing of the Camelback, so
someone was slacking is what happened.
Well, it's very possible.
When did he go down in the first lap of the first moto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See Jeff, he don't know.
Well, I wonder, I mean, they, you know, I'm sure the camera guy got it, but the producer just didn't bother to show it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not
or
cool.
whoever decides that. I don't know if it's the producer or the director or the actors.
And I question, I don't think he was in the top 10. I'll give you top 20 somewhere, but I don't know that he was in the top 10.
Dave, talk to me.
And nobody,
Yeah, that's Dave's job.
honestly, nobody even really, I guess, you know, usually a crash like that happens and, you know, you can tell by a crowd reaction or whatever that something happened. And I don't know about you, but I didn't realize anything happened up there until I looked back and the flags were out.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just, a little mention, little something.
It was a bummer. I mean, he was hauling in practice. He was looking really good for as crappy as the conditions were. So I really expected him to just be ripping. But I guess he dislocated a shoulder and got it popped back in right away, but just wasn't feeling it for second moto. Gave it the old college effort, but it just wasn't enough.
Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, we were talking about Hibbert, right? And him being MIA. I did find a snowcross guy in the old lineup, though. The old Cody Cam was on there. He's not too far from me. I should stop by and say hi sometime.
You probably should.
Be like, what up? Be like, who the
I
hell?
wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, shoot. Do you guys remember at all Langston crashing on that straightaway coming into Bob's Corner? Like
Vaguely.
07, 08, maybe, somewhere in there?
No.
Did he just
I'll be
come in
honest.
hot and his
No.
hand, the bars got ripped out of his hand?
Yeah, like he's coming down the start straight, and it does like that little bend before it heads into Bob's Corner. And like he's coming right into there, and it's just like the front end knifes on him, and he just goes flying. Because like he was, obviously he's doing the announcing, and I don't know if it was Webb or, I don't think it was Webb. One of the guys, it kicked on him sideways, and I'm like, oh, there's no
I think
way.
it was Mooskin.
Was it Muskin?
I think so.
I was like, there's no way he can't mention like his crash, and he kept kind of he kept kind of putting it off, and I'm like, I made a note of that, and then sure enough, he ended up saying something about it. But
Was that the year he won the championship?
Didn't he win? No, it would have been on a 125. Did he win a 125? I thought it was just the big bike he won.
So was any of that on Pro Circuit?
No, he was running the KTM, I thought. Back in his 111 days. I don't know.
You're pronouncing it wrong.
What?
It's KTM. I was watching some GP motos last night. They pronounce it KTM. It's KTM.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, shoot.
Woo! Sorry, guys.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I missed all that because apparently when I went to watch this on YouTube, the Grant Langston crash, you guys cut out.
No.
What did you say you thought it was? What was he riding?
Wasn't he on a KTM? Or what did you say?
That'd be a long time ago then.
There you go again. It's KTM. It's not KTM.
He was on a KTM in 2001. I know that.
Mm.
All right, this is a
Maybe
losing
2001,
battle.
2002.
KTM.
KTM.
But did you see the crash though, Jeff?
No, I didn't get to watch it.
Ah, hell. All right, boys. Should we hit up that commercial?
Yes.
I need
Yes,
to.
we should.
I need to get a refreshment. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us. It'll be fun. I promise. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys We have an awesome list of sponsors, so please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin' Moto podcast, and I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools, so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin' Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from The Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin' Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin' Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. Oh boy. All right.
Oh boy is right.
Back to it. I'm all scatterbrained now. Big surprise, big surprise.
What else is new? Oh, there's more Egyptian butt.
Egyptian butt.
Egyptian butt. I'm trying to watch part 2 of Tut while doing this podcast. It's not working out very well.
What, why am I all of a sudden drawing a giant blank? Got Muskin.
Hey, just for kicks, I was just looking at some old Millville video, and if you guys want to see a cool race, check out 2004's Pro Nat with Michael Essie's debut. That's who I was thinking of.
Didn't he
believe the hype?
Yeah, believe the hype. Speaking of that. You know what? He got third, I think. I don't know if he got third in that second moto, but he did pretty well in that second moto at Millville. I think, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it was the next weekend he got third at Steel City. But anyway, my point was that the Holy Schmidt jump, do you remember when that was big?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that 2004 race. That jump is unfrickin' real. Carmichael hits it first lap, and Reed, and they're like 30 feet probably, and I'm not even exaggerating, from the ground. Like 30 feet, like as tall as a telephone pole, 30 or 40 feet. It's insane how big that jump was. I don't know what that was.
Did somebody fart?
That did not come from my end.
I think you did.
We got some crop dusting.
We've got some feedback. We got a hot mic.
All that's left of my air horn from the weekend.
Oh.
Oh man, what the? What the? Jesus.
You all right? You gonna make it?
I don't think so.
Before
You
you
sound
go,
like you're.
who gets to take over the show? Me or Jason?
Please say Jeff. Please say Jeff. Please say Jeff.
Yeah, you gotta name the inheritance.
Name the predecessor.
No one wants to. No one wants to take over. Let's see.
That hypothermia, it's finally setting in.
Dude, that was wicked. But I did jump in, and I did not die.
It's very refreshing. You know, I caught myself thinking, you know, why is that really the first time I ever spent like an amount of time in the creek? It's like, why don't I do that every weekend? That was amazing.
The problem is, at some point, you got to get out of the creek, and then you realize that, holy shit, it's hot out.
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, it was so warm out that you go in the creek, you come back out, and you're instantly hot again. It's like, all right, I want to get right back in there.
I've never once gotten in the creek. I've walked through it and got my feet in it, but I've never once went in it. It's too freaking cold.
It took
you get used to it.
Yeah, I had to work my way in on Friday, and then I think I went in a little quicker on Saturday. But
Saturday it was a little chillier. I mean, man, when we got out of there, we went back to the Ocho, had a bite to eat, and man, I caught myself shivering. It's like, man, I gotta go put some clothes on. I was actually cold.
Yeah, it really it did get kind of cool though. I thought maybe I'm getting my days mixed up.
No, I saved all that generator gas for nothing for Saturday night because the air conditioning was not necessary.
I would have just plugged into your neighbor.
They were gone by then.
Oh. I was going to say, maybe the additional draw would have quieted things down.
I'm pretty sure all four of us could have plugged into that and been just fine. It would have been better off than the neighbor's generator that they friggin' dug out of the woods when their nice one went to crap. I've never seen a generator put out so much smoke in my life.
I forgot about that.
That thing was friggin' terrible. To go back, these guys come over, like just as I'm about to go to bed, I hear a knock on the door. So I open the door, and it's the guy parked kind of right next to me. It's like, hey, I was just wondering if there's any chance I can plug into your generator. Ours just took a crap, won't start, whatever. I'm like, well, what are you running? He's like, my air conditioning. I'm like, it's not going to run 2 air conditioners. Sorry, can't do it. Like, all right, well, I know this guy over here has an extra one. He says it smokes a little bit, but he said we can use it. So he brings over this thing that's circa 1974 and fires it up. And immediately, I went to bed in the meantime. Immediately after he fires it up, I feel like if I stay in this trailer all night, I'm going to be asphyxiated because all I can smell is burning oil. You go outside and look at this thing, and there's literally a plume of blue smoke coming out of it. Luckily, it only lasted about an hour, and it blew up.
Oh, man. Yeah, because I remember walking back, and I come around the corner, and I'm like, either Jason or Lee's trailer is on fire.
It was bad.
It was bad. But, oh, man.
I told the guy, I said, find a long enough cord you can park into that, or plug into that one that's sitting over on the other side that we're all listening to. We all might as well take power off of it if we're listening to it.
Oh, shit. It's a good time. You, since we're kind of talking about noises, not a fan of that helicopter, huh?
You know, I realized today that I probably bitched a little bit more about the helicopter than I should have. I can't say it was really bothering all that much. I just thought it was funny listening to people's reactions when I would say, enough with the helicopter.
It didn't bother me.
Yeah, it was, I just felt like, dude, take a different flight path for once, just one time. Go a different way. Don't fly right over us and then turn like you're mocking me.
Maybe we should have tried to see if we could get a free ride out of that deal.
I would have rather had a cut. Give me a cut of what you're making.
They definitely were pretty busy. Let's see. What I wish I could have did some more checking. I was just looking. I got Justin Brayton. I heard he had some spoke troubles in the first moto, but I don't think he finished the second moto either.
Oh no.
Am I smoking crack here? Perhaps. I thought he had really bad moto scores. Yeah. 40th.
Did everybody really wear eyeliner in ancient Egypt?
I think so.
Because everybody on this show is wearing eyeliner.
What show is it again?
Tut.
Oh boy. Not cool, Jason.
What do you mean not cool? Seems like the kind of thing Jeff would be watching.
I think the Williams will agree with the chopper. But
a little too much with the chopper.
Yeah. What else? What else do I have in my little lists? Dungy up 56 points. I like it. I'm liking it.
It's over. It's over.
Whoa. Not yet. Let's see here. Barsha pulling.
Take that, you Minnesota lovers.
Whoa.
Everybody's calling for me to get fired. You might as well fire me, Scott.
You can't get fired. You're good. No one's getting fired. Let's see what Barsha just pulling hole shots like crazy. 4 in a row. Wentland got the Privateer Power Award for I believe that was last weekend, so that's pretty sweet. Did you see? Now I'm switching gears here, doing the Australian motocross. Did you catch that?
I did not get a chance to check that out.
Sweet Jesus, what the hell happened? So I don't know if they've said any more. I haven't had time really it's been crazy like normal, but apparently Matt Moss was cruising the track, hits the tabletop, and there was a skid loader waiting for him on the other side. I believe is what I took it as.
Why was he on the track when there was a skid loader on the track?
I think people want to know why was there a skid loader on the track when he was on the track.
Well, either or.
I don't know.
Why were they both there at the same time?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what was going on. So I'm guessing there's obviously some more to that story than what we've heard, or what I've read. But yeah, it didn't look too good. I haven't heard how bad he's banged up, but I'm definitely banged up. So to keep an eye on all that stuff. I seen there was a pretty nasty crash on would that be the GP side of things? I gotta look now because I'm gonna really screw it up.
I don't think I've seen the most current.
It was frickin' I'm drawing a blank. Come on, kid. Hang on. Bear with me. But I'll figure it out. I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
We'll come back to that one. I was pretty shocked.
Did we lose him? That's his corner.
What corner?
No, this was not
The GP corner.
There was no GP, was there?
not
That's what I thought.
Not like that GP, like the road racing.
Oh, that's definitely
Okay,
not
there's MotoGP and MXGP. You got to be more specific, Scott. You just said the GP side of things.
Sorry.
What am I supposed to think? We talk motocross.
I know, but come on, computer, work. Shit, it's a 9:30 already.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we should. I'm gonna probably have to dip or wrap it up.
No, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, my computer's not working. We'll touch base on that one a different day. But you got anything?
Road bikes?
Yeah, there was some bad crash. Like 2 people got killed.
Killed?
Yeah.
Good God.
But I'm completely drawing a blank as to where it is. It's out in California, I thought, but.
What about? Did you guys talk about Matt Moss?
We're
I
just.
knew you weren't listening.
Did you just finish talking about it?
Oh, we just mentioned it. Do you know? Have you? I haven't. I saw it, and I read just a little bit on it, and that was about it. Have you caught anything on it?
I saw the video.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
No, I didn't really get how hurt is he? There was no real update or word on his condition at all.
Yeah, I've heard everything from like a leg to an arm, and then it's just like, but that was going off on vital, so it's like none of them really seem to make any sense, but
No wings, though?
no wings. Come on, where is it? So yeah, Laguna Seca. That's where those people on the road bikes. So, I'll look into that later. Different day.
Interesting.
Both riders out of Spain.
Dave says dirt's for racing, asphalt's for getting there. Okay. What else you want to toss in about the weekend? Anything? Other than it was good? I had a good time hanging out. People I haven't seen for a while. So.
Yeah, you were like Mr. Popular.
Half those guys, that's the only time I see them is at that race.
Yeah.
So, no, it was good, and I had a blast. Just what was it? 12 o'clock, 11:30 when I got there Friday, and just kind of once we got situated, or you guys got everything situated, and we're just kind of relaxing, and phones don't work down there, and yeah, just kind of relaxing, hanging out, shooting the shit, drinking a few beers.
Yeah, it was a good time. Haven't had a chance to just sit around and BS with Lee and Jamie, in forever. Nice for them to have an off weekend and get to hang out with them. Lee's a ton of fun to watch races with, and, the dude's full of old stories, so he's fun to hang around. Thanks to the Ocho crew for hooking us up with some grub, couple different times. Those guys are always doing that.
Yeah, so what?
Never know what Jesse's going to cook up, so it sounds like they were able to come up with some nice fundage for Jake Loberg on Friday night, so that was cool.
So can you maybe tell me more what all that is? Or what, do they do that every weekend then, or?
Yeah, it's always just kind of a big potluck over there. Jesse fires up the grill. He's always got some different concoction that he's working up or whatever, and always stop by there, make a little contribution if you want, and try out the grub. It's always good stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty good. What else? There was something else. Oh yeah. Big thanks to Lee letting me sleep in the camper, even though it would have been fun to sleep in the back of the trailer again. Just kidding.
I disagree, but you can say what you want.
Let's see. Okay, so speaking of the old Moto, there's a little something going on Wednesday night. So I got this again. It's crazy. It's already, well, they've already done a couple fairs. The fair out here is in a couple weeks too. So Scott County Fair, they got the Jordan Supercross Wednesday night. So
Yep.
are you going to be out there calling the shots?
I will not be out there calling the shots. Pretty good chance, though, that I will be out there racing for once. So
Awesome.
I think I might go over there and give that a shot.
That's this Wednesday?
This Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I better get my shit ready.
I thought you were part of that mass text today.
Yeah, I was in a meeting when that was happening, so I enjoyed the
that's right.
374 text messages while in that meeting.
That was annoying.
I was told to put my phone down one time.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's kicks off a little bit earlier than normal, if I'm reading this correctly. Not too much. 5:30 practice, 6:30 race.
That's normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. I think I was just looking at the. Is it the Saturday one they start different? I could be cross-eyed.
I think Saturday might start a little bit earlier. I don't really remember.
But check out motokazi.com for all some more info, and hopefully it's some nice weather.
It's supposed to be awesome from now until then, so it should be a good time.
I got a freaking plumber coming over to my house that night.
Well, you better change that.
Yeah, worry about that later.
I was thinking about firing him anyway. I don't need a stinking plumber.
That's usually a pretty good crowd too, with the fair and all that stuff. So
yeah, it should be interesting to see what kind of a turnout that draws.
I remember one year, I don't know what the hell. I had the big brain fart, and I think the track. Well, you do the start, it loops around, and there was like a little double, and then you'd hit the triple. And for some reason, I decided to hit the triple with not enough gas, and I just completely spoted it. Cased it, hit my head on the handlebar, and fell off the back. It was a bad day.
Pretty much wraps up your career.
I was going to say, that feels like a summary of your moto career.
I think
Cased it, hit my head, fell off the back, and called it a career.
I think that was the same day I high-sided going across the start straight, too. Maybe I shouldn't have never rode dirt bikes.
Oh, no, you're getting back on one. We're getting a bike lined up for you.
I don't know. That would be fun. I don't know if that weekend would be a good weekend.
I don't remember what weekend we were talking about.
it would be like the Viking Clash, that
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
3-race weekend thing. I don't know, man.
You could
That
be a
stuff's coming up
spoiler,
pretty
man.
soon. Isn't there a dual weekend coming up here? When is that stuff happening?
A dual weekend.
Well, whatever, the triple points paying 3-moto format.
They're not until September.
Oh, they're that far out?
It's the last 2 races of the year.
Okay. I gotta get my stuff fixed for that.
There is a doubleheader over at Arkansas this weekend.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know a whole lot about it either, other than the fact
What's
that
that
it's
mean?
a
There's a
doubleheader.
Saturday and Sunday race?
Yep.
Great, now you're gonna make me feel like a jackass. I seen that.
Why?
I seen that on Facebook, but I haven't looked at it yet.
It's posted on Northland MX today.
Oh, there you go. So if you're looking for some stuff to do this weekend,
By those bastards that bought Spencer's toy hauler out from under me. Jerks.
Not cool, yo. Not cool.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it anyway. That was a pipe dream.
Ugh. All right, boys. That's it.
I got drywall to
Wrap it up.
I'm tapping out. Thanks everyone for listening. I think we've had a little chatter in the chat room. Got a few people hanging out in the old meerkat. So,
Wow.
but that's it. Kind of random. I don't know. Dungy won. Martin got second. You know, it's all right.
In his backyard.
Oh fuck.
Sorry,
Literally,
that's kind of
got to put in the literally every single time.
Literally across the creek, 100 feet behind us.
It's a little too much, isn't it?
Because everybody knows they prep that track
Literally.
and ride it every day, literally.
It worked good for Filthy Phil, right?
Sure.
Literally. I'm going to start using that after everything I say.
Literally.
I went to the bathroom, literally.
Literally. And figuratively. How about Jimmy as an announcer? I kind of enjoyed him.
He's got some work to do to catch up to his wife in terms of skills at talking on a microphone,
But as far as being a track announcer, he was actually really good.
No. I didn't know it. Well, 450 in that second moto that he was. I need to pay attention when I watch races. He must have been standing right on top of us, huh?
Yeah, he was literally right by us, and I didn't notice that until he came gimping by with the mic. It's like, oh, dude, he was standing right there the whole time.
Yeah, because it was like, I hear them, they're like, you're heading your way, you're heading to the sand wash, and it's like, oh, yeah.
He must have been up in that flag stand on the tunnel. That's kind of where I'm guessing he was. But yeah, towards the end of the moto, he comes gimping by. I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
literally.
Whoa.
Literally.
Jason, I still have flames in my fire, just FYI.
Still.
This is well, what would it have been? I started it at 11 o'clock Sunday morning. So we're going on 36 hours here of flames.
That's awesome. Probably not advised, but that's awesome.
You know what started it again today? I mowed around it, and the grass clippings that I blew into it got on fire. So now it's torched back up again. That's what I did on
It's pretty
Sunday.
amazing if you let them go.
I burned a massive brush pile.
Atta boy. All right. It's supper time. That's it, guys. Thanks for listening. We're out of here. Maybe. I can find
Bye.